If you want to be coached by someone that podiumed at the first ever MX Bikes LAN event, then click the Discord link in the description below. Follow the steps on screen to book a one-on-one session with me now. Anyway, enjoy the video. Alrighty, what's good boys? Welcome back to a brand new Mods of the Month video. This is where I go through the top 5 most viewed tracks of the month on MXC Mods. So these are all completely free tracks. Track number 1 then is Cool Whip Unadilla 2024. Now this has 285.2k views. However, this has been on the front page of MXC Mods for quite a while now. It is the little featured tab basically where it will be at the top on the front page of MXC Mods. So I would say it's a little bit biased because it has literally been, it is literally pinned basically on the front page of MXC Mods. It's a very fun track. However, I wouldn't say it would have been the most downloaded if it wasn't on the featured front page of MXC Mods. So nonetheless, nothing against Cool Whip, obviously, still a very, very enjoyable track. But like I said, it has been on the front page of MXC Mods for maybe a month and a bit now. So yeah, a very enjoyable track. This is the most viewed track of the month, but that's kind of understandable that, it's been on the front page of Mods. But yeah, track number 1, very, very enjoyable. And as always, all these tracks will be pinned in the description down below at the very, very top. So you guys can get all these tracks on MXC Mods. Give them a go yourself. If you want to use the best models in the game, click the VGR Models Discord link in the description and use code CLUBMEX 20% to get 20% off when you make a ticket. Let's get back to the video. Track number 2 then is RD The Weekpound by Rubes. It is part of the RD category of tracks. So Reaperdoc did a few videos where there's a 24-hour challenge, the 1-week challenge, and so on, so on, so on. I've gotta be honest, I think this is probably 1, my favourite Rubes track, and 2, my favourite track that has come out in a very, very long time. If you were a part of Lindsay's Donate-a-thon that he did probably a few weeks ago now, then you guys will know that this track was played a lot in that, and it's a very, very enjoyable track. It has a Supercross track, which is what you are seeing now. I prefer to run a lap on the Supercross track, but it also has the full outdoor course as well. So 2 very, very fun tracks, and probably my favourite track that has come out this month, and probably in a little while now. But yeah, a very, very good Supercross track, scaled very, very well. If you guys did know, Rubes did run a US Open series quite a while ago, like maybe a year or 2 years ago now, he did a series. But even that, the scaling in that, Rubes does very, very good Supercross tracks. Although he doesn't do loads, but when he does drop Supercross tracks, they're very, very good scaled, they're very, very enjoyable, and they're very, very flowy. So yeah, like I said, this is probably one of my favourite tracks that has come out in a long time. And out of all of the RD tracks, this is obviously my favourite as well. Like I said, it's been my favourite in a long time, but it's the most enjoyable and really, really good looking. I don't know how Rubes managed to do it in the time that he had to do it, but he has done an absolutely fantastic job with this track, and I love it so much. It's a very, very, very enjoyable track. And it's pretty simple, so if you're wanting to learn Supercross or just improve your Supercross in general, it's simple enough that you can get around it pretty easily, but it's also pretty technical if you want to make it pretty technical. But yeah, Rubes done an absolutely amazing job with this track, and I really hope to see more compound kind of tracks from him in the future. Track number 3, again, is part of the RD category. Now, this is my first time playing this track. I downloaded it for this video, so I do apologise if I'm a little bit hesitant in some places and a little bit sketchy and squirrely, or if I can't put short and a little jump. Like I said, this is genuinely my first lap around this track. But yeah, again, like I said, part of the RD tracks again. RD, I love RD. He does a really good job of bringing a lot of free stuff to the community, and of course, absolutely cooked with these challenge tracks that he has made and collaborated with people. So yeah, obviously they had been given a certain amount of time to make a track, and then they had to make a track in that time. And yeah, brought loads and loads and loads of free tracks to the MX Bikes community. So W Reaperdoc in the chat for that. But yeah, this is RD Snake Hills, and yeah, he had the 1 week to make this track. I'm not actually 100% sure if I've seen any of this guy's tracks before, but nonetheless, it is still a decent track and a very, very quick track. A lot of ruts, but they don't really do much. They're not really there to be ridden. They're more of a visual side of it, I would definitely say. But yeah, there's some big old jumps. I would probably recommend a 450 around here. Maybe even a Stark Varg could be pretty fun around here as well. There's some big jumps on here, and it's a very, very quick track. Nothing too technical. So if you're decently new to the game, or you're just wanting to learn maybe some bumps and maybe following some ruts in some places, then definitely give this track a shot. Very, very fast, very, very flowy. But yeah, like I said, I hadn't seen any of this guy's tracks before. His name is Jason. Not seen any of his tracks before, so maybe this will get his name out there a little bit more, and obviously being part of the RD challenges as well, that will definitely push his name out there a bit more. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be more tracks from Jason in the future, but like I said, if you're pretty beginner at this game, or just sort of wanting to pick it up a bit, and yeah, just maybe get a little bit better at it with some big jumps and following some ruts every now and then definitely give this track a go. The next track is going to be Havoc Cup by Dr. No Clout. Now, this is a very, very difficult track. As you can see, it is in the middle of Vegas, basically, and it's quite a difficult track. It's a very long track. You're probably looking at, I can't remember what the lap times were, but I believe they're well over 2 and a bit minutes, or maybe even close to that 3-minute mark for one lap around here. So, yeah, very, very wide open track, very, very quick, and very, very long. And yeah, we did this a lot in Lindsay's Donator-thon as well. We did a lot of races around here, and it's a very, very big track, and it's hard to really battle people because you basically see them for like, you know, 4 minutes of a race or whatever, and you just won't see them again just because how long the track is, about 3 minutes Supercross track. But yeah, it's very, very unique. You definitely have not seen a track like this before. And if you're wanting a track that's a bit bigger scaled maybe, then this is a very, very enjoyable track. I would 100% recommend a 450 around here. Everything is pretty big. There's some big rhythms, there's some big quad lines, and yeah, in a second here, we're going to jump over this tabletop and then take a right, and you literally go through a casino basically. I'm not too sure if the music in here is like copyright music. I think it's more just casino-y noises rather than actual music. But yeah, as you can see, you literally go through the building and then you come back out again. So a very, very unique track. Something that I personally have never seen before in this game is having a big Supercross track in the middle of Vegas. There's been tracks, I believe Aiden, he has done tracks before when he did some DDC preseason tracks, I think it was, like a long time ago. He did that in like the middle of a city, but nothing to this scale, to the point where there's massive sort of buildings, even the sphere there as well, as you can see just in front of me here. But yeah, Dr. No Clout has definitely cooked. I don't even want to know how long it took him to make this track. I would definitely say months and months and months to make this track. If he's made this track in less than like 6 months, then props to him. I would not be surprised if it took him probably the longest he's ever took to make a track. But yeah, like I said, very, very wide open, very, very fast, and I would 100% recommend a 450 around this track. Alrighty then, the 5th and final track is SV Psychopath. So I downloaded this track literally for this video. So I do apologise, there might be some sneaky lines. I know you can sort of cross over some rhythms. You can like take off on the right here, and then if you jump over to the left, it's quick and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't know them lines yet. This is literally, I think this was my 2nd or 3rd lap around this track. But yeah, it's very unique. It's very, very different. It could have been longer. It's only about a minute lap time. However, over to the left here, there's a lot of extra room. There's like a little small track that he's put there as well to fill some room. But I genuinely do believe if he didn't put that little track there to the right and carried on building from this track, it would be 100% more popular. But yeah, that is Mods of the Month, November. Hope you guys did enjoy. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.